So I'll head over to the exercise on the web pages. Again, as always, you accept the classroom assignment, and when your repository is loaded, you can access that here on GitHub. So what is different about this week's exercise is that there are no notebooks, Python notebooks there for you to use. You will have to create that from yourself if you want to use the Jupyter notebook file. You can do that, or you can also just use a Python script file if you would like to try out that. But so the tasks for this week's exercise is to first visualize a static map in the same manner that we did in the lesson today. So you will create either a notebook or a Python script file and create some maps, for example, using the travel time matrix or the population grid, or you can also select a different data source if you would like. And then you can use, in the same sort of way that we have done in today's lesson, but you can also experiment more if you want to. So there are some criteria for the map that are listed here. You should have multiple layers on it. You at least more than one layer. And you can also, if you would like, you can add a base map if that adds either useful information or is beneficial for the visual appearance. And you should also classify the data that you are plotting to the map. So not just plotting raw data, but doing either classification or another analysis with the data. And also there's a link here for some good cartographic practices that is nice to have in mind. So what color choices, how should your legend look like, in what way do you credit data sources, and so on. So take a look at that. And then you need to remember to commit your code to the GitHub repo, and also the data that you are using, either as links to the input data or the data files themselves, and then save your maps as PNG images in the docs folder that we have up here. And I'll get back to why you should store it inside that folder. But the second problem for this week is to create a interactive map like we have just done. So here, in the same way as in the other problem, you create a notebook or a Python script file that in the end creates a HTML file for your interactive map that you will store in the docs folder. So create an interactive map, preferably not the same topic or the same as the static map, but try to come up with a new topic for the interactive one. So try to utilize the skills that we've gone through in the lesson today and save your HTML files in the docs folder. And then in problem 3, which is a optional problem, an optional task to do, is to publish your maps in the GitHub repository, but publish them so that so anyone can see them. It is GitHub has made some changes so that in order to create a GitHub page from the repository, the whole repository has to be public. So that is why it is optional. You don't have to do that, but it is nice if you want. Then you can create a way to share the interactive map and your static maps, and share them to, for example, to Slack, so that others can get inspired, see them, have some nice conversations about cartographic choices and geographic analysis. So here are the instructions for that. They are quite to the point. The materials on the course web pages are a little bit outdated because GitHub is often making changes. So I will try to update those in the coming days, but the steps listed here should get you all the way to the result that you need. So yes, that's an optional task that I encourage you to do. And then in the end here, we have a summary of all the different tasks in this week's exercise, just to try to make it clear.